All right, guys, on today's episode of Streamers Are Idiots, which, funny enough, this is actually kind of why I don't stream, even though I kind of want to, but I don't, because when you're reacting to things live, especially when it's like breaking news and you don't have a team, you're just some guy in a house who never leaves your house just streaming stuff, you never really get to actually take some time to research the facts, which is why I like to make videos more so than stream live, because I actually get to gather the facts and actually do some freaking research before I open up my mouth. And on today's episode of Streamers Putting Their Foot in Their Mouth, Asmongold has gotten to the point where I just think everybody's just kind of sick of him, because he just perpetually always has bad takes. Like, he's had like 5 or 6 bad takes in a row where people are kind of bashing him and are like, what's up with this dude? Now, obviously, he has a ginormous following. He's very popular. He gets a lot of views. That's great. But I would just say with great following comes great responsibility, whatever that quote is, right? And this guy is just so irresponsible with his takes. And the ICE shooting that happened yesterday is the perfect example of that. Now, you guys know I made a video about it yesterday. And when I first watched the video, I was like, okay, I see why the ICE agent shot the woman. But after further review, which I did in my video, I was like, okay, never mind. This guy's totally guilty. Now, the first shot that the ICE agent fired, kind of gray area. You know, I have no idea how that's going to play in court. Maybe he shouldn't have done it. Maybe he should have. I don't know. But here's the interesting part. And here's why I think that guy is 1,000,000% going to get convicted and go to jail. Did you guys know that the first shot did not actually hit the woman? Yeah, that's right. When she first backed her car up and then accelerated and he fired that first initial shot, that actually did not hit her. It didn't touch her at all, so she could have survived. After he was completely safe and the car had already passed him and is driving away, he shoots 2 more shots. Those are the kill shots. Shot number 1 did not hit anybody. So that's why I said it's kind of gray area. You know, he might have messed around and won that case had he just fired 1 shot. His lawyer could have gotten him off for that. But then he proceeds to fire shots number 2 and 3, and then that kills the victim, who is a 37-year-old woman. And I just 1,000,000% think that he's going to jail. And Asmongold had the absolute worst take regarding this situation. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what this guy had to say.
I can't with these people trying to call this a murder and all that shit. Well, hey, maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car. The thing is that you're never going to convince these people that it's not, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. The only thing you have to do is crush them. You crush them completely. You never go, like, after you say, basically after you run one of them over, right? Or you shoot one of them for trying to run you over, then you victory lap around it and you send in more people and you do it even more. That's the only solution. That you're never going to win these people over. You're never going to.
That is a very, very dangerous way of thinking and quite irrational, actually. So basically, his take is you're never going to convince these people. You just have to shoot them. That's basically what he's saying. You have to shoot them and then you have to get the rest. Why not just arrest them? Like, okay, if these people are disturbing the peace or trying to impede the progress of government and federal officers doing their job, why not arrest them? When have we gotten so low as a society that now we're advocating for just shoot them? That's right, just shoot them. Like, dude, what? And this is the problem with these streamers. They've become separated from reality because this guy is just on the internet way too much. He's probably just terminally online. He's probably online like 16, 18 hours a day, and all he does is consume this stuff. Like, who knows when the last time this guy left his house was? And by the way, for those who don't know, Asmongold is known for like not leaving his house. And his house is dirty. He lives in like this dirty house, never cleans his room, never showers, and it just streams every day. Like, he kind of lives the life of a loser, actually. It's almost like if he wasn't streaming, he'd probably be gaming. Like, he's the typical loser who stays at home, doesn't leave his house, doesn't clean up, doesn't shower, doesn't clean his body, doesn't do anything productive, just plays video games and goes to sleep. It's kind of that same concept, except he happens to be an extremely big streamer. And that's what leads to these absolutely insane takes, which is just a terrible take.
Gonna explain it to them. You're never gonna be like, oh, well, why won't you see my point of view? Because they don't want to. Why not just shoot the tires? So that way you make the car unsafe and some other innocent bystander can get hurt indiscriminately because the person didn't follow the law? Nah, bro, you shoot them right in the fucking face. They said to stop the car. They said not to do this. They said to get out. and she's walking around, driving around. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. You shoot him right in the fucking head. That's it. Aim for the legs. Yeah, bro. Aim for the legs. Oh, my God. Some of these people not thinking about this at all, bro.
All right, so justifiably so, people are really upset over him saying this because, again, these guys don't think. They just react to stuff live. They say crazy stuff to get views. They try to be controversial, and they don't realize what they're actually saying to basically insinuate or basically advocate for a ICE officer to, that's right, just shoot him. Anybody who breaks the law, that's basically what he's saying. If you break the law in any sort of way, if you go past peaceful protesting, that's right, we should just shoot him. That is extremely dangerous. And what I always say on this channel is that can easily backfire on you. What if the Democrats win? Right now, the Republicans have won and they have the presidency in the House and the Senate and all that. What if the Democrats win? And what if the Democrats use that same logic? That exact same logic. If we decide we want to send people, law enforcement to do certain things and you impede it in any way, we should just shoot you. Just shoot you. And what he's really speaking to is basically what they're really saying. He's not advocating for shooting people who are just absolute criminals or just downright deserve to be shot because they're putting people's lives in danger. This talking point is shoot the liberals. The liberals are crazy. They're deranged. They're dangerous. They're maniacs. Shoot them all. That's where this talking point really comes from. And that's what he's advocating for. And it's really dangerous. What we really should be saying is people who put other people's lives in danger, especially law enforcement officers, not necessarily should be shot, but they should be held accountable. And if lethal force is necessary, unfortunately, if it comes down to that, then do it. In that particular case, you can't even really debate it. Lethal force was not justified. At least those last 2 shots that he fired. He fired 3 shots. The second and third one was not justified. So when this crazy guy says, that's right, shoot him. No, actually, no, Asmongold, that's not how the law works. When the officer steps aside and he's no longer in danger, according to the actual state law in the state of Minnesota, you cannot shoot somebody who is fleeing the scene and then say, my life was in danger. No, it wasn't. They were leaving. She shouldn't have fled the scene if a law enforcement is telling her, don't leave, stay here. But people do it all the time. So what do? Police chase. You send the police after them. Eventually you'll get them and you go from there. You don't shoot at somebody that's going away. Also, he brings up the whole thing of if you shoot the tires, you're going to end up getting an innocent person killed because the car's going to swerve. Well, the same thing can be said if you shoot and kill somebody. As soon as he shot and killed that woman, she immediately swerved and crashed into another car. That's the danger with this stuff. And at the end of the day, there was no reason why that woman should have died. Those last 2 shots should have never been fired because that cop's life wasn't in danger. And also, we got more information. We found out from the actual responding police officer to the scene, because once a scene like that happens, the police department has to get involved. So what we found out from the responding officer is that the ICE agents reported that there were no other injuries except that one woman. So we're hearing conflicting reports now. The original report from the responding officer is that the ICE agents told him that there was only one person who got hurt, which means the ICE agent didn't get hurt. But what probably happened is the ICE agent probably realized he's screwed. So he called his lawyer. He's like, what should I do? And the lawyer's like, go to the hospital immediately and act like something happened to you, even though he wasn't in danger at all. Nothing happened to him. It's clear as day on the video. He may have got nicked a little bit, but he wasn't hurt. Let's be real. He was not hurt at all. Nothing happened to him. But now they're trying to run with this narrative that, he went to the hospital and, he almost could have died. He was in danger. Based on the video, doesn't really look like he was ever in any real danger. Now, again, I'm not justifying what the woman did. What she did was obviously illegal and was not the right thing to do. But that doesn't mean that she deserved to lose her life, in my opinion.
In a vehicle, from what I saw, barely, maybe. He barely got away. And yeah, he pulled the gun on her and he shot her. Yeah, the thing is, how is it even that close? Even if you think that, that's what happened, what are you talking about? They told her to get out of the car. She almost ran him over. Are you going to expect somebody to make, a decision like that in 1/10 of a second whenever somebody's, actively basically trying to run him over? If somebody did this to an average person and they shot him, I'd say rip bozo. The fact.
Yeah, but here's why Asmongold is so stupid. Let's just use our common sense here, guys. If somebody's accelerating towards you, especially at that distance, it's different if they're far away. But at that distance, he's literally on the car, like inches away from the car, and she's pressing on the accelerator. He decides to shoot her. Even if you pull out your gun and shoot that person, you're not going to make it in time to avoid getting hit. So you're going to get hit anyway. So what is he talking about? Whether you shoot her or not, you are going to get hit at that distance. Like, you're better off, instead of pulling out a gun and shooting, you really are better off just getting out the way and letting her go and doing a police chase. And based on everything that we've seen in the video, and again, I'm being completely objective. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a Republican. I just call it how I see it. I'm not on either side here. I'm on the side of the truth. I know the left thinks that she's innocent and she did nothing wrong and she's, whatever. And the right thinks she's a criminal. She's a terrorist. She deserted to. I get it. That's where they are. I'm just on the side of the truth here. And the honest to God truth is, if you look at the footage and you slow it down, it really looks like she's just trying to get away. That is really what it looks like. It does not look like she's intentionally trying to hit this guy. It looks like she's scared, or maybe she just doesn't want to get out the car. Maybe she doesn't want to get arrested. It really looks like she's trying to get away. And that's what makes this even worse, knowing that she's very likely trying to get away. Even if you say that the ICE agent thought that his life was in danger and that was his quick reaction, which that normally is the reaction that police officers have when somebody does that. That is true. However, again, the main problem is after the first shot, she's already gone and now you're shooting her from the back. Again, you can't debate that. That's against the law. You can't do that.
Fact is, this is just what happens. They told her to get out of the car. Did she get out of the car? No, she didn't. She did something that, I looked at it. It seemed like to me that, yeah, it's somebody trying to run over a police officer, number one. And number two, she disobeyed a direct order. And who knows what somebody like that is going to do. And this is a big issue that a lot of people don't understand, is that they don't understand the butterfly effect of allowing a person who is a criminal like that to just escape away in a speeding vehicle after immediately trying to run over a police officer. You don't know if that person is going to run somebody else over, if they're going to lose control of the car, if they're going to go and do this somewhere else.
I think he's demonizing a person without knowing the facts. So if you actually look up the actual facts, she had no criminal record. She's never been in trouble for anything. She's never been arrested, never had a criminal record, never gotten in trouble with the law, nothing like that. I'm going to give that woman a benefit of the doubt. I do not think that she is a criminal. I really don't. I think she is a angry protester who had no business being out there blocking the road for the ICE agents. I 1,000,000% agree with that. I definitely think that she took it too far with that, but I don't think she's some criminal terrorist who's trying to kill. No, I don't think that. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. People are really getting sick of Asmongold because his takes are just terrible. I can't remember the last time this guy had a good take. It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.